All right, hey, so I wanted to do an introduction today. I'm going to be doing Inktober, and this is day one. I tried an introduction. We'll see if it makes it. I haven't reviewed it to see how bad it is. But today is October the 1st, and I am doing this to myself again. I'm going to try Inktober. I have my prompt list here, and this is the official 2018 prompt list from Jake Parker. And today's prompt, as you can see, is poisonous. So this is my reference photo. And last night I actually drew out my scorpion in pencil. I did it pretty much right before I went to sleep, but it actually wasn't too bad. So I went over it in ink this morning, and I'm going to go ahead and add some shading and some ink techniques, which I'm not really that good at, so that's one of the things I want to work on. Now, I should say that last year I tried this, and I made it 6 days, and I just threw in the towel. It can be a tough challenge because it requires 31 days and it requires inking, which I use pen a lot, but I use it to lay down what I want in watercolor. So inking is not a thing that I necessarily need to do or want to do that much, but I kind of can't resist a challenge. So I'm going to try. I don't know that I will make every day. I don't know that I will record everything I do, but I thought I'd go ahead and dive in. And so I really wanted to do this scorpion for poison. Now, one of the things that coffee, cold coffee, but whatever, it's coffee. One of the things that I wanted to, what they suggest might help is if you pick a theme. So last year's, I had the prompts and I chose birds, and I was looking up birds that went, so even one of the prompts that was poison, I had a raven sitting on a bottle of poison. It was really good, but I think I did too much work, and I wasn't really prepared to put in the time that was needed to make the commitment to what I was doing. So this one could end up being the same thing. I mean, I did a pretty detailed scorpion. In the meantime, I guess I could start adding some of the shadows. But I did a pretty detailed scorpion for something that is not really my main goal for October. In fact, this month I have to get ready for a show that I do in Florida, and I think I've mentioned before, I'm lucky enough to have some of my pieces in a gallery down there, and so I need to get, I don't know what has sold. My sister usually handles it for me. She lives there, and I don't know what kind of things have sold, what I need to replenish. You know, Florida's a completely different audience than Portland. The gallery is on the beach, you know, right near the beach, and so most of what sells there, most of what I need to produce there is beach related, Florida related, you know, seahorses and things like that. So I've been working on some new things, and the other thing is the art show that was my first art show that I participated in last year. It's right around Christmas time, and it's kind of a gift show. So what happened was I made all these watercolors. It was my first time, and I made all these watercolors, and then I realized that when I got there that mostly everybody was buying things as Christmas gifts for other people, and most people don't buy watercolors for other people. They buy what they want, but you know, you can't really, it's the rare person who walks in and looks at watercolors and says, oh, this is perfect for Aunt Agnes. Okay, I just made that up. But the point is that you know, Aunt Agnes has her house and her style, and so other people don't go. So it's really a gift show. So I had to change the way that I thought about products to make. Products, I hate to think of art as products, but there it is. If you want to sell, you need merch. And my merch or my stuff has to be what's going to appeal. So I have to move into more like gift cards and packets of gift cards and individual cards if I want, but actually selling little paintings. But the nice thing is, anything that I take to the show that I don't sell, I can take over to the gallery. It's in the same city. It's all in Florida, Sarasota, Florida. And I can take it over to M's gallery, and she sells it for me there too. So I'm very fortunate in that, because it's hard, I don't have an Etsy shop yet. And anyway, I'm rambling about all of that. I still want to do a Meet the Artist video. I'm so uncomfortable having my face on camera. I look at all my imperfections, and I might speed this up too and not even do all these little chatty ramblings and stuff. So I wanted to say, as I'm inking this, I'm really just sort of shading with my marker. I did a little, like here, there's a lot of texture on this scorpion, so I did some dots, but I do everything out in pencil first because I'm so new to cross-hatching and shading using ink. Again, I just want to come in here with my watercolor and watercolor this little guy and then move on to the next one. But I am going to try. I do remember that last year when I started it, I got better as I went along, and I think that's true of anything when it comes to art. The more you practice, the better you get. So I'm going to do maybe even some more research on some of the techniques. I know about cross-hatching, and I know you can do dots, and you can do more dense dots down here where it's darker, etc. So this little guy's on a rock, and I drew him out in pencil. I'm hoping towards the end of the month to not have to do pencil and ink over it because of the time. But for now, I want it to be good, and and so after I do this, I'm going to post it on my Instagram. I never talk about my Instagram too much because I'm either making videos and then dealing with Instagram and all the social media stuff it takes time. Editing videos and getting them on takes time, and then you find you don't have time to paint. And like right now, I'm doing a jellyfish for my son for his apartment. He just moved to an apartment. He wants a jellyfish to go on the wall next to the octopus we did with an acrylic pour, which came out really well. In fact, my sister's like, you should sell those. Those will sell down here in Florida really well. But I don't live there, and getting them there, and this is a really big piece, and sometimes selling is not as much fun as creating. Anyway, where am I headed? So this guy could use a whole lot more detail, definitely, for all the shadows and everything, but he's sitting on a rock. I got the rock. I'm kind of losing, I can't talk as usual. So one of these days I'm going to take the time to learn voiceovers, and then watch out, world. But just to get started for my first one, this is for poison. I don't think I will write the word poison up here, but this could use some there and there. And I was going to do some pure black in some places because he really does have some areas where he's quite dark. Oh, and he's got these little hairs. Okay, so let's see. I used a regular mechanical pencil to draw. I got myself a decent one. And this is a zebra. I'll put all the stuff in the description. This is my 04 Micron. I'm using, this is my new citrine colored Traveler's Journal from Pentalic. One thing I did do is I went and bought myself another couple of these because even though they don't have watercolor paper. I always want to sketch at night, and I'm getting to the point where I don't necessarily feel like I have to watercolor everything. So, and I wanted some cheapy journals that I could just have fun and not worry about the results. All right, so let me find my kneaded eraser, and this is usually the part I edit out because it takes me forever to find it. All right, for my first day. For my first day of Inktober, even though he's much darker and could use a lot more shading and everything, I think I'm just gonna call it good. He's on there, all right, that's good. Go drink a little more coffee and work on day 2, which is Tranquil. All right, thanks for watching. See you next time. I am awful when I am faced with being on camera. So I wanted to do an introduction, but then I see myself and I see all this mess behind me and realize, why am I doing this?